there, brother. Welcome to the podcast, Stop Crying Poser. Greatest podcast known to man as voted by Captain Ahab, Moby Dick, the book. Turn your fucking brain on. Shout out to everyone who tuned in here live. We have, scroll up. Paul Miranda, Late Bloomer, iBook Boy, Grog, Infamy, Meatball Head, Love My Toe, Sharky Genie, Paul Miranda, Sharky Genie, Late Bloomer, and Sharky Genie. Is there anyone I left out? Maybe? No, that was it. Okay, well, shout out to everyone who tuned in here live. We do this podcast every single Friday, right around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, right here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. Although today we're a little bit late. I thought we were going to be perfectly on time today, but Chorizo had other plans. Okay, Chorizo fucking hijacked my asshole, kicked in the door, and said, "I'm the captain now." Started telling all the other food what to do. And as usual, I shit my brains out, right? The moment where we started the podcast, it was a real situation. I know it's the chorizo too, you know. Somebody in the chat room's like, "How do you know it's chorizo?" The texture. The texture gave it away. I said, "I recognize you." So you don't recognize me. I'm the captain now. You don't recognize a ting. I don't know why. I don't know why my chorizo's from the Caribbean, but that's what it is. You don't know a ting about me, asshole. Blood clot. Yeah, I had a blood clot in my asshole, actually. Anyway, we're off to a great start. I hope you guys are already laughing. We don't have that many topics today, but we have a few. By the way, if you notice the quality is a little bit more choppy today than usual, it's because my favorite internet service provider and cable communications company in the world, Cox Communications, Cox Cable, Cox Home Internet, they've been fucking my internet for the past 4 days. I don't know why they do that. I pay almost, what, $200 every single month? After I run out of my, I get extra, the world, how do I explain this? I get, extra bonus. I get $40 off for whatever reason. So it's supposed to be, $211, but I pay, $170 per month. And I guess I pay $170 per month from Cox Cable. I hope you're fucking listening. I pay $170 a month so that I can get 0.08 megabits up. It's supposed to be 10. 0.08. 0.08. So think about that. That's what is that? That's 1% of what I should be getting. It's 1%, I think, of what I should be getting. But I don't get the option to pay 1% of my bill. You know what I mean? It'd be like if I went to Walmart and I bought, I don't know, what would you buy at Walmart? A chair or a TV? Let's say I went to Walmart and I bought a TV. Let's say the TV was, let's say a chair. Let's say I bought the chair and the chair was $10. 10 megabits up speed. Chair's $10. I pay for the chair. I pay the entire $10. And then I get back home, I open the box, and there's only 0.08% of the chair. It would be it would be a splinter. One little splinter of the chair is there. And I would think to myself, Walmart either owes me my money back or owes me the rest of this fucking chair. Because I only have 0.08% of my chair. Yeah, that's the issue I'm having right now with my internet. I'm only getting 0.08 of it. It's bullshit. I pay a lot of money for that. Now take that $10 chair and make it $180 a month for the past 10 years. Okay. Anyways, good news for those of you who have been supporting me. I think it makes me very happy that my new channel is doing okay. A lot of the times you start a new channel, especially me, I get really bummed out if it doesn't perform well immediately. The new channel, Steve Hates Skating, which is now located conveniently at stevehatesskating.com. My new channel is doing great. 2 videos uploaded. They both have currently 1.5 thousand views, which is not a big amount. That's not huge views. That's not even enough to make any money. But it's probably the best start I could ever hope for having a new channel. And what that says to me is that the new channel is not shadow banned. Oh, damn, son. People can actually find my videos. I noticed that I think it's 87% of people who watch the new videos aren't yet subscribed, which means they're finding them organically, which is great. So if you want to check out the new channel, I have 2 videos uploaded, and guess what? They're both fucking hilarious. My troll channel, Steve Hates Skating. I appreciate everyone who supported it. And also, I'm very happy about that. We're going into the new year kind of feeling optimistic. Also, I want to give you guys some advice, okay? Despite everything I just said about my butthole, by the way, I'm cosplaying. Today I was cosplaying a McDonald's ice cream machine. I discovered that they have ground turkey flavored like chorizo. That's why I was making this joke, because I had that as a burrito today. I had a ground turkey, but no, it's chorizo. It tastes very close to chorizo. It's not gonna be perfect, okay? It tastes very close to chorizo. Way less fat, way less saturated fat. A lot of sodium, but overall, a somewhat healthy breakfast idea. If you usually would have chorizo or some type of breakfast sausage, definitely check out the turkey chorizo. Bro, I had the turkey chorizo. Okay, here's what I did. I'm explaining it to you guys, okay? Hopefully no one's watching this podcast while you're hungry. Hopefully no one's watching it. I put down the tortilla, a wheat tortilla. I know. Hispanic people right now are cringing and crying for their ancestors. I put down the wheat tortilla, and then I put the cheese on top of it, and then I put it in a hot pan. That way it starts out with melted cheese, sort of like a quesadilla, right? Starts off like a quesadilla. Then I take that out of the pan. It's nice and malleable, and it's hot. The cheese is melted nicely. Then I throw in the chorizo. I had some black beans. Beans. Put the beans in the pan. Queso. Queso, más queso, jalapeño. If you guys know where that song is from, if you know, you know. I put the chorizo in, then I had these black beans. I put them in. I put a little bit of the black beans away from the chorizo so I could give my dog some black beans, because he's my little black bean. He's my little brown bean, my little baby bean. And I did that. So I already got the quesadilla pretty much open face quesadilla, chorizo, beans, chorizo and beans. And then I had some sour cream. We had to make it kind of white people tacos. I know a lot of people don't like sour cream on tacos. You guys can suck my damn dick. And then I put some pre-made guac on there. Also a cardinal sin. Guac is always better fresh if you make it yourself. I think there's a lot of things like that in the world, but guac is one of the ones where you'll never... Like, if you only had pre-made guac from the grocery store and that's all you've had, then the taste is so different that I would almost consider that like something else. Like, not even the same. The ingredients are the same, but I think they put preservatives in it that change the taste. I promise you, when you get it fresh, it's better. If you don't know how to make it, I have a guac recipe on my YouTube channel, but you shouldn't follow that because I put in way too much cilantro. So some people don't put any cilantro. You gotta put a little bit. You gotta put a little bit to separate the men from the boys, right? One person eats it, they go, ew, soap. And then you slap them in their fucking face and firmly tell them to leave. Everyone else goes, is that chorizo? Or is that a chorizo? That'd be good too. Like, oh, is that cilantro? And you go, yeah, that's cilantro. And they say, wow, let's all jump that fucking soap guy. Okay. Why are we talking about this? Oh, yeah, the burrito. And I ate it. Oh, that was what I ate for breakfast. And then next thing you know, it was World War III in my asshole. What did I say earlier? I just flew in from town and boy, is my asshole tired. Because I flew via poop. I also used to believe that... I don't know why I would ever believe this. I used to believe that when you were on an airplane and you took a shit and you press that flush button, it goes... I always thought that it was just dumping it out. Just dumping it out of the car. Could you imagine like being out in the wilderness fishing or hunting or, I don't know, like at the playground with your children and a bunch of fucking Steve shit just falls from the sky. Also, it's cold in the air, so it might have even become like crystallized. So you get this brown piece of hail just comes down and smashes your child in the face. And then you look at it and you go, yep, chorizo, just as I expected. Yeah, I don't know. There's no way that that's true, right? It doesn't make any sense. Christmas. Christmas was a few days ago. Hopefully you guys had a good Christmas. Did anyone, you know what, I'll address the chat room. Did anyone eat anything good? Anything special on Christmas? Did anyone do anything special? I'll explain my story and then I'll read some of what you guys have to say because we don't have very many topics today. So for my Christmas, I did Christmas dinner like a week early. I went to my friend Ward's house. I think I already talked about this. I did the prime rib with the horseradish sauce, and then I put bacon bits on my prime rib, and for some people that's a sin. But then the week later was the actual date of Christmas. And I went out with my grandpa. Me and him always hang out on the holidays. And we went to this restaurant, and it was too full. There was too many people. And I'm like, I don't want to wait for this restaurant. And me and him are kind of similar in that way that neither of us like to wait in line. I will never wait in line unless I absolutely have to for like the greatest concert in the world. But if there's like a line for even a gas station, I'll just walk out. I'll be like, fuck, I don't need gas now. I'll get gas in a mile. You know, I hate waiting in lines, and he does too. So then we go to this Mexican restaurant right next to it called Leticia's. And I got these queso tacos, which are kind of like queso birrias. It's basically just like it's basically just a quesadilla with meat inside it. So I got shrimp one, and then I got a carnitas one. Pretty good. I got this really spicy Diablo sauce, like salsa. It's really hot. I kept taking my hat off, and it's like sweating. And my grandpa was like, it's not that hot in here, man. Why are you sweating? And he got cheese enchilada. Or no, he got chicken enchiladas. That's always what he gets. And then we gambled together, which is nice because I often feel kind of uncomfortable around him. Like, it's like my father figure. So I always feel uncomfortable like I'm being judged. Or like, that's the person who always punished me as a kid. Beat the shit out of me. So I always feel like on edge around him, but it was nice to not feel like that. Also, he complains about everything, right? Whenever he comes over here, he's like, oh, the backyard's a mess. And I'm like, I know the backyard's a mess. And he's like, it's a mess, dude. You better get cleaned up or else you're going to go to jail. And I'm like, Grandpa, you don't go to jail for having a messy backyard. And he's like, you can go to jail for it. And then we have an argument and then we don't talk for a day. I'm like, you don't go to jail for having a messy backyard. It's not real. Anyways, it's nice because after that we sat down, we gambled a little bit. Every once in a while I'll drink a beer with him, and it's nice to have those moments where like you don't feel like you're under attack. So he hung out, he gambled a little bit. He gambled $20. I gambled $20. I won, he lost. So I was like, see? Whose backyard's dirty now? Whose backyard's dirty now? Ha ha! Eat it. But it was nice. It was really nice to relax with him. So we did that. Food was great, and that was my Christmas. I got kind of depressed. Not depressed, but I had this depressing feeling in the casino on Christmas. Like, I'm there with a family member to eat because it's close to his house. I saw a lot of people in there with no one, just gambling brainlessly on Christmas. And it's just like, man, you're having a rough day probably. Like, you can see everyone's kind of bummed out, just like sitting there gambling alone on Christmas. I saw one guy he's all decked out, like he's blinking. He has Christmas lights around his neck and shit blinking, but you can see in his face he's just like dead inside. Oh yeah. Anyways, what did you guys have? Let me scroll up here. Sharky Genie had tamales. Joe Sex Freak had esta beans. Grog had turkey and mashed taters. I love mashed potatoes. I love tamales too. I like all tamales. I wish they had a place that would make custom tamales exactly how you want them. Because they always have what? Chicken, pork, beef, and then they have usually like a chili relleno, or at least at the Mexican markets I go to, they have like a chili relleno, chili relleno sort of tamale, and that's it. And every once in a while I get lucky and they have like a jalapeno and cheese. Well, you know what I would like? I would like a jalapeno and cheese and pork. All three. That'd be great. Love my Towhead. Tri-tip. Mac and cheese and grilled zucchini. That sounds wonderful. I'm glad you guys all had some good food. Master Swag had ham, salmon with rice and broccoli. Ham and salmon don't really go together, but that sounds great. I love salmon. In fact, I have salmon usually once a week because I get the frozen pack. I unthaw one the night before, and then I make it the next day. I put it in a foil. I put down a little oil. I put it skin side down. I salt it and pepper it. Sometimes I'll add another seasoning. If I'm really lazy, I'll just throw fucking chicken seasoning on there. The pre-made chicken seasoning. Then a very thin coin of butter, maybe like a 1 centimeter square of butter on there. Garlic. And then if I'm feeling froggy, I'll put a little soy sauce on there. And I put it in. I cook it for like 12 minutes. Like 10 minutes. Like whatever, 400, 425. To where the outside gets crispy and the inside is just, I don't know, it's not like pink anymore. It kind of turns like a whitish color. It's flaky, it's good. I love the skin. A lot of people, I watch these cooking channels where they hate the skin, but I think some fish have fuck skin. So you don't want to get involved with that. So that was my Christmas. I'm happy you guys had a good Christmas as well. You know what the next holiday is, though. Some of you guys might be watching this podcast on iTunes, YouTube, Podbean, or Spotify. And I think this will come out the day of New Year's, like the first day of the year. I wanted to talk to you guys about my New Year's resolutions. They're not that serious. I don't really take New Year's resolutions serious because throughout the year, I'm always trying to improve myself in some little way. You know, every once in a while, I have that moment of clarity after drinking where I go to bed and I'm half asleep and I go, oh shit, dude, like, you were kind of a dick today, or oh man, you drank too much today, or oh man, yesterday you shouldn't have said that, or just little things like that. So my New Year's resolution generally is this: eat a little healthier, spend more time with the dog, and gossip less. I find myself gossiping among my friends. You know, I'm a man in my mid-30s. I really don't need to be gossiping at the bar. But yeah, I find myself gossiping a lot. I'm too old for that. If it's me and like T, and let's say Stems is gone, I'll be sitting there with T and I'll be like, yeah, fucking, you know, the bartender said that Stems doesn't tip that much. And we'll be like, you know, oh man, he doesn't tip. Oh, he should tip. And then we'll like gossip about it. But we're only saying that because he's gone. Or if me and Stems together, I'll be like, oh, you know, T and Troy are always fucking being dicks to each other, man. Like, I wonder if they're ever gonna really get into it. Like, just gossiping. Like, these topics there's nothing interesting being said. There's nothing of value being discussed. We're basically just wasting time, and it's sneaky. Anything that you would say sneakily probably shouldn't be said at all. Kind of, right? I mean, it's kind of like the first grade way to explain it, but that's one thing I feel like I should work on a little bit, is the gossiping. So, eat more healthy. Hang out with the dog more often, more exercise for the dog, and less gossiping. It's not a good look. Moving on. For Christmas, you didn't get anything? You got coal, right? All you got was diarrhea from Chorizo? Well, I have a deal for you. You can also win, for Christmas or for New Year's, a free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack sent directly to you if you live in America. All you have to do is answer this trivia question correctly. Okay? You ready? Name the 4 sides of a boat. You have the front, the back, the left, and the right. Name those 4 parts of the boat. Ninja Lifestyle Sticker Pack. Can you think of another podcast or YouTube channel or anyone out there who gives away a sticker pack every single episode? I can't think of one. And it's not that these other podcasts don't have the money. It's not that they don't have the success and fame. I'm just a lowly YouTuber getting barely any views. But you know what it is? It's the fact that I care. I care about you. I care about you enough to send you, what do you think, 40 cents worth of stickers just for participating? Just for existing? What is the excuse of every other podcast? I don't know. Master Swag says, I like to listen to gossip too. iBook Boy says port, starboard, aft, and stern. Oh, no, aft. You got 3 of the 4. Aft might be another word for it, but I'm looking for another word. We're looking for another word. The poop deck. Yes, exactly, the poop deck. Let me scroll down and see if maybe there's another, maybe the aft is something I don't know about. All right, it's been like 2 minutes. I edited this part out because no one seems to know how to use Google, so we're gonna pretend this didn't happen and give you guys plenty of time to answer the question in your own time. I had a weird dream the other day. You guys know I play Mario. When I play Mario, I mostly play these levels where you're throwing Koopa shells at the wall and bouncing off the shells. So you throw the shell, you bounce off it. Shell hacks or shell games is what they're called. I had a dream that I was in college and I was not going to be allowed to graduate college unless I could beat a shell game called Baron of Shell, which makes no sense. First off, I graduated college in like 2007. So why am I scared of this? Why am I scared? Or wait, 2007? No, I'm lying. 2010. Actually, 2011. I've been getting my years mixed up a lot lately. I graduated in 2011. See, I did that the other day on Ninja Review. I thought that I started skating in 2005, but I'm like, dude, no way. I started in the year 2000. I've been getting those years mixed up lately. Anyways, I'm playing this game, and I have like 8 hours to complete it. How do I remember all these details? I don't know. I have 8 hours to complete this game, or else I can't graduate college, which for whatever reason in this dream is very important to me. And I get like 4 hours in, I'm halfway through, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm playing the wrong game. I loaded the wrong game! So now I only have 4 hours left to beat this really hard fucking game. And then it's like getting down to the wire, like, am I gonna graduate, am I not? We're playing this fucking shell game for college, which makes no fucking sense. You have to beat a video game to... Okay. Well, anyways, the Amazon guy came to my house to deliver some shoes that I had ordered. And my dog started barking, and then I awoke to my dog barking at me, and then we don't know. No one knows if I graduated or not. Probably not. Maybe we'll play that game after the podcast. Yeah, great story. Nice fucking dream, idiot. Okay, that's all I got for topics. But now I want to... Well, it's not all I got. It's all I got as far as interesting topics. Now, I want to talk to you guys about movies. This week, I've been pretty good about movies. I stream here on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Also, usually Sundays. So, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. We play games, interactive games where the chat room can play games with me. We also watch YouTube. And lately, I've been getting offline about 12:30 or 1 in the morning. My bedtime is usually about 3. So that gives me just enough time to watch a movie. And I watched 3 movies this week. The first one was recommended by one of my Twitch viewers. And he recommended me to watch Let's Go to Prison. So I watched the trailer and I thought, wow, that looks really funny. I watched the movie. Oh. So good. I've never heard of this movie, never seen this movie. Got some shitty, like, D-list actors in it. It came out in 2004, I think. But holy shit. It was such a great movie. I loved it for every second of it, man. Like, the beginning got a little bit slow. And then the comedy in that movie is just what I like. It's, like, really dry and obvious. But there's a lot of other shit where you're just like... I don't know. It's just really clever. Really clever. It's like when I make a shit joke, right? Or someone makes a shit joke and they like, obviously you're laughing because poop is funny. But then you think to yourself, oh wait, this was a complex joke. That's how the whole movie was. And it's one of those movies where you keep expecting one thing to happen and then something else happens. And the one-liners are unbeatable. It reminds me of like Half-Baked. You know how much I make Half-Baked jokes. And I watch Half-Baked and the whole movie is funny to me. There's not one part that's not funny. Well, that's how this movie is. So if you're looking for a new movie to watch, it's not new. It came out a while ago. I watched it on the internet. 1, 2, 3 movies. I think it's available on Hulu. It's not on Netflix. But I highly recommend it. Basically, these 2 guys just go to prison. And I'm not going to spoil it. But it's a comedy, and it's fucking great. Really good. Also, I was on Netflix the next day, of my 3-day movie binge spree, and I came across The Gunman. I like gun movies. I like movies with action, right? I like James Bond-esque movies. So I watched The Gunman. It was like number 2 on Netflix for things you should watch. Like recommended, number 2. Don't ever watch this fucking movie, dude. Okay, here's my pet peeve. Okay, I hate when I watch a movie and I see obvious things wrong about the guns, like the way they're being held, or the attachments, or the way they're utilized, or even like, have you ever seen a movie where someone shoots a couch and somebody's hiding behind a fabric couch? And in movie world, bullets don't go through couches or doors or car doors or windows. Bullets just stop at everything. Or whatever. There's so many little ones. Or like you have a little necklace. You have a little necklace with a coin on it and the bullet doesn't go through the coin. Bro, do I gotta take coins out there and show you all that bullets are really very fucking powerful things? Anyways, The Gunman, the guns in it were terrible, okay? There's all these super duper highly trained undercover like black ops military guys, right? None of them can afford a fucking scope on any of their rifles. There's not a scope in the fucking whole movie. At one point, the star disarms one of these guys who works for these billion-dollar corporations for private armies. You know, these guys are decked out with like the nicest shit, right? His helmet, he has a helmet on. He has a communications pack radio attached to him. And then you look at his gun and there's no sight on it. There's no red dot. There's no scope. There's no iron sights. There's no flip up sights. There's nothing. He just bought, it looks like he just bought it at Walmart. And the guy's walking around like aiming down the sights, but there are no sights. And the movie's called The Gunman. Hollywood spends millions on some of these movies, right? You hire me, Steve, for $17 an hour. I will go on your set and I will explain to you what's wrong with each gun. You know how many times I've seen these movies, especially like the little TV shows, like Law and Order or something like that, and you look at it and you're like, oh, that scope's backwards. Like he's aiming the gun, but the scope is backwards. You can't even look through it. You won't see anything. You'll see a tiny little circle. You won't see anything. I would gladly do it. What did I say? $17 an hour. I'll do it for $17 an hour. I'll just sit there 8 hours a day staring at the props and be like, oh, like, even if it's a fake gun, I'm like, it's a fake gun. You know what we need? We need a fake scope. We need fake flip up sights. You can buy them from China. I could even be in charge of ordering them. I can order them on Amazon or on Wish. You can order all these fake shitty parts on Wish. They're not going to work on a real gun, but it's just a movie. So yeah, we can order these shitty parts. Put me in charge. Because I've seen Also, I love the, my favorite. Well, I have a couple of favorites. A couple of favorite things I see in every shooting movie. Number one, if I ever see a revolver, I love revolver scenes. Like, usually it's like the old-timey cop. You know, think like No Country for Old Men. The old-timey cop has the revolver, gets in a shootout, fires 45 rounds. Unfortunately, the revolver only holds 5 or 6 or 7. So I don't know where you got those 45 rounds in semi-auto bursts. Makes no sense. Also, I love that every gunshot sounds like a nuclear explosion. Okay? I feel like that's why when there's a mass shooting, no one knows what's happening. Because they're so used to movies, they're like, I didn't hear 3 atomic bombs go off, so I thought I was safe. Yeah, motherfucker, you heard some balloons pop. That's a gun. Run away. The other ththing is the grabbing of the gun and cocking it when you want to get serious. Cocking of the gun serves a very specific purpose. If you guys, a lot of you guys might not be handgun people or gun people. The cocking of the gun serves a very specific purpose. It doesn't mean I'm getting serious. In the real world, you would have just extracted a round. So even like you want as many bullets in that gun as possible because you're about to fight an ex-KGB officer, right? So why would you cock the gun and take one of your rounds and throw it on the ground? That you could have used that to shoot the guy. It's awful. Oh man. Yeah, dude. If they would have hired me, Alec Baldwin would not be a murderer. And the gunman might have been somewhat okay. I watched one the other day of that karate guy that pretends he pretended to teach Anderson Silva. He's the guy, he talks like this and he always acts super tough. He's a big, tall guy. Everyone knows him. He's in a lot of karate movies. This fool was carrying around a gun like it was a fucking, I don't know, like it was a riot shield. He's just like, I'm like, bro, you know that shoulder-shaped part of the gun? It goes on your shoulder. That's where that goes. I love the way these will be changing from right-handed to left-handed, but they don't change their fucking shoulder that they use. They change from right-handed to left-handed, but they use the same shoulder, and you're like, what? What's the purpose of this? I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm not a gun expert, but my God, if I can recognize the flaws, then imagine how much worse it would be. Steven Seagal, thank you, Master Swag. Steven Seagal. Anyways, The Gunman, do not ever watch it if you appreciate guns. It's also a dumb movie. Let's Go to Prison, 10 out of 10. The Gunman, 2 out of 10. Which brings me to my final movie of the week, Glass Onion. Glass Onion is one of those movies where, according to Twitter, you either love it or you hate it. I enjoyed it. I've never watched a mysterious movie, a whodunit. I've never seen one. And I am delighted that the first whodunit mystery movie that I've ever seen was Glass Onion, because it was great. And here's the thing. I don't know if it was wonderfully done or maybe every mystery movie's like that and I would enjoy all of them. I might just love mystery movies. I never would have thought in a million years that that would be something that I would like, but it might also be that that was just a great movie. So Glass Onion. I was also told that Glass Onion is a sequel to other movies. So I got to go back and watch those because if they're anything like this one, I really enjoyed it. Also, the way, the attention to detail that this movie paid attention to detail. They did such a good job. And maybe all mystery movies do this. Again, this is the first one I've ever seen, so I don't really know if I'm one to give you guys any real critique or insight about it, but I really enjoyed it. And there's all these little details. It's a movie that I guarantee you, and I think I've maybe never said this, I'm going to rewatch this movie next week so that I can look for all the things that I missed before. Yeah, I'm excited about that. It's a movie that kind of demands you to watch it twice. Acting is great. The dialogue is very interesting. It's really interesting. And there's a lot of things that happen in the movie that you don't notice that I know I will notice again because I went on Twitter and a lot of them got spoiled. At one point, this line was said in the movie, but I didn't notice it. This guy's like, but did you notice the masturbating Nazi? And I'm like, well, that seems like if that was in the movie, I would have remembered that line, right? The masturbating Nazi? What a weird piece of dialogue. But they hid that dialogue behind a scene where the movie made you listen to another conversation. Like the movie diverted your mind like an optical illusion, except it was an audio illusion. And it made you not hear that. But then you watch it again and you hear it, and then you watch it again and you start looking in the background. Oh man, wonderful movie. If that's something you guys might be interested in, it's a little bit slow. It's a little slow. There's not really a lot of funny stuff, but I don't know. I very much enjoyed it. As far as mysteries, I think I picked the best mystery movie to ever watch for me. So, anyways, that's all I got for the podcast, guys. I won't see you again until after New Year's. Well, some of you will. Okay, if you're listening to this on iTunes or Podbean or whatever, I won't see you guys till later. Oh yeah, Crept won. Oh yeah, I saw that earlier. Thank you, Paul Miranda. Crept, you are the winner. Send me your information. The correct answer was stern, port, bow, and starboard. Am I saying bow right? Go to the bow. Go to the stern. Go to the port. Go to the starboard. I kind of wonder why make up all these things? You know what I mean? It kind of reminds me, you know what it is? I bet people that are really into like boats, I bet they're also like people that are really into like Harleys, right? Like you can't just call it a motorcycle. It's got to be your bike. I can't call you Steve. I got to call you Gutter Boy. You know, like everyone has a weird nickname and everyone has these little knickknacks and shit. Hey, don't let me go to the bathroom alone. Why? It's a Chuck E. Cheese. There might be some enemies around. It's Chuck E. Cheese, man, and you're not wearing your biker gang outfit. Listen, man. Listen, Gutter Boy. You gotta have my back. I'm gonna be on the port side bathroom. I feel like it's just like some shit, whatever. Anyways, stern, starboard, port bow, or maybe it's just grandfathered and maybe that's just what everyone calls it. If anyone has any information on that, why do they make up names of a boat? Why can't you say go to the front, go to the back? Who knows? Maybe it's a lot of people don't speak English and maybe they're just used to those words. Before we leave, just found out today, a friend of mine passed away, so we're gonna probably go to like a memorial today. I got invited. So RIP to my friend Curtis. Grew up skating with him in D-Mob with the Second Glance crew. And as always, I'll say don't drink too much and don't drink too little. But in honor of Curtis, we are gonna say his favorite 3 words ever. Fuck the police. Shout out to Chorizo, RIP, Kurt McGirt.